Hey everybody, how you doing? I wanted to get a little video out because gossip is happening as we speak. When I was setting up this with my cell phone, somehow or other my fingers hit something and it was like emergency. It made this big noise and contacting 911, and I turned it off, and then I turned it off again because it was acting like it was still working. So I don't know if there'll be a knock on my door in a minute. Nobody called or anything. So I may have the firemen coming to the door in a second. But it was my fault somehow or the other trying to get this in the little holder. Something got hit. So we may have some excitement in a minute. Okay, so, well, listen, I read the Melania book by that Stephanie. And my interpretation, it was a good book. It had some information in, but I'll tell you, she did a lot. She worked for no money and did a lot for this woman who absolutely did nothing for her. It's like, I mean, I hate to say this out loud, but sometimes even with me, with people I care about, I can tell if it's a give-take relationship. You know what I'm saying? I've been in relationships that it's always about you giving and them taking. But Melania is a cold fish, you guys. That's the fact. She wanted him to win as president. There was nothing in there that she said I couldn't handle it if he did it. This woman worked for Vogue. She had a lot of events that were giving to people in need. She would throw these big fundraisers, and Melania would come and stuff, but she never wrote a check. So that tells you something right there. And also, she's very against the media. It's all the left. It's all the media. She got a thrill out of people throwing a fit, where this Stephanie gal was like upset, trying to maintain something of dignity for Melania. You know, Melania didn't move to the White House because she was not going to move in that filthy residence, because the closets and she wanted a new toilet. She wasn't going to sit on a toilet another first lady sat on. And she brings her own linen even to hotels. She's a princess. So it was interesting. And but this lady was just like laying on the ground being stomped and kept putting up with it. She's extremely smart, extremely well put together, but I had a hard time as far as why would she decide to lay in the dirt? Was it partly because she became first lady? Because she worked for her for free for a long time. And listen, everybody was trying their best to not help Melania. They took her staff that she should have had and gave it to Donald because he needed more people, and they had to beg and borrow for everything, and it was sad. And by the way, she'd said that when Melania went to the hospital, she talked to her. She does have bad kidneys. She apparently crossed a stone. We were all trying to figure that out, but she actually has bad kidneys. She gets kidney stones. And the other thing that I found very interesting, you know that speech she gave that was a copy of Michelle Obama? Apparently Ivanka was part of that. And they did a lot of things to sabotage Melania. There was a real tit for tat. Ivanka wanted to be part of this administration, be the face of her father's administration. And, she's looking at Melania as the other woman, the third wife. She could go in a matter of minutes, but I'm the daughter. And I have the right to be here because he's my father. There's more of a blood connection. I guess one time Ivanka decided to use the theater in the residence and watch Story. There was some scandal on that because they were putting kids in cages, and they went down and watched. And Melania was furious because she said, listen, you just don't come down here and use this residence. You wouldn't walk in my apartment in New York. What makes you think you can just come down and use the residence for what you want? So, I don't know. It was weird, but she's flatline. Melania is a flatline, basically nobody. The Einstein thing, they've already kind of hit her up on that. She's very upset about that. This woman never witnessed her speaking anything but Slovakian and English, and Slovakian to her son and her parents. She said it was interesting because there was a French designer she liked, and she never spoke French. So let's take a look at Melania because I'm curious. After this book was put out, Melania, this gal would get headaches and all this physical manifestation trying to protect Melania. And Melania's like, why do you care so much? Listen, the minute they didn't give me a contract and didn't pay me, I would have been like, oh, hell no. And also, they set her up. I actually thought she was, part of this scandal of taking all this money. Oh, no. They focused on her because they didn't want you to see the 80 million that was actually taken. So there's more coming up on that. This lady kept meticulous records, thank God. She was not in charge of the money. And this place that she worked every day, 14 hours a day, to get this party that Trump had. He wanted the tanks and all that stuff, the airplanes and all that. He wanted a North Korean party, but they weren't able to do it. The city just wouldn't allow it because the roads were just too messed up. Too weak, especially in front of the Lincoln Memorial. But Ivanka was part of that speech, and there was something else she did to set her up. It's like every time Melania tried to do something and they were going, they'd renege it or something. Hope Hicks worked behind closed doors. Ivanka worked behind closed doors. And it got to where Melania couldn't make any of her decisions. It was always up to them. You have to clear it with us first. And apparently that Grisham, B-I-T-C-H, not a very nice person. Anyway, but she should miss this gal. This gal really worked hard. But I don't understand why she kept putting up with the abuse. I just don't understand it. She was actually working for free. And Melania said, are you sure you want to do that? And she said, yes, we're focusing on children. We're focusing on this. Melania could care less. Tell me. The only thing that would ruffle Melania up was Ivanka. Apparently, they planned how they were sitting at the swearing in and making sure they blocked out Ivanka. Because Ivanka was very curious where she was going to be sitting. But it was a tit for tat. She is the daughter. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say it got ugly. But she gets along good with Donald because she's flatline. That's what he needs. So tell me what I can tell. Does a designer work for her? And people with class sometimes have a hard time asking for money. He never got a contract. And finally, he was going back to Paris, and they came forward and gave him money, but they never paid him for all his other expenses that he had been doing for months before this. So how does Melania feel now about Steph? So anyway, Steph is going to be helping with this case. And all of this is going to happen after Trump's out of office. And apparently the Einstein thing, too, is being looked at. Because she complained about it. She hates the left side. She hates the fake news. So she thinks just like Donald, you guys. If she was heard about her husband having 2 affairs when she was home with Barron, she absolutely does not show it. It's more like boys will be boys. Ooh. You know, they were friends for many years before Donald became president. And Donald liked her, too. He used to invite her in, you know, come to meals. They went to meals at the White House. So her heart is broken. Their friendship is over with. The one thing she did do, she sent her flowers every birthday. Every time Steph had a birthday, she sent flowers. They both had children. And the other thing is she really loves Barron. She does love him. She's standing in the evil. Melania is standing in the evil. You know, she's acting like I don't care, but she does miss her. She does miss this girl. I guess they really had a good time. They were always texting and talking like girlfriends, but it was very, you know, superficial. As long as we stay on gossip about fashion, we're good. So anyway, Melania is extremely disappointed. Her heart is broken because she thinks this girl worked against her, but this girl had no choice. She signed a really firm non-disclosure agreement, NDA, but because all the New York and everybody came to talk to her, then all this stuff was released. So this gal will have her day. Yeah, she wrote the book so she could say, I'm innocent. And I promise you that more information, I don't know how far down the road, I actually see a little thing written on her that it will take place. She will have her justice. And see, what Trump does, he tries to act like, wasn't me. But this girl had to go to Melania and Trump and to have things okayed. They okayed things. Okay. All right. So now let's look at the Einstein Visa, you guys, just out of curiosity. So far, nobody knocking on my door. Excuse me. I do declare. Let's ask about the Einstein thing. Will that be reversed? I'm just curious. And we got a busy day Sunday. We got Sterling. I'll do another video. And we have my members video. The Einstein. And then we'll get into some more business. The stock market is going down again. The NASDAQ is dropped like 300 points. Oh, this is what I want to tell you. I was telling my friend Dan yesterday. So, and it's weird, he had a flash too. So the other day when the stock market went up 500 points, I kind of energetically asked my guys, because I said, you guys said it was going to do another drop. Of course, I was feeling September. But since it went up 500, you're like, well, you guys said, because you know it's a fake Dow Jones, they're throwing money at it. You guys said it would drop. And my guide showed me that balloon again, you know, with the pinprick, and then it just starts decreasing. So it's happening again. That it's coming up where it's going to start losing it. They were throwing money at it, you guys. You could see it when I was watching it towards the end of the day. It went up to 1,000 points. And then just as fast, it was like somebody was throwing money at it. It went down to 800, but it still lost. Okay. They paid money to have this. They paid somebody. This is going to come out. Ooh. Oh my God, you guys. So after he's out of office, it's one thing after the other, and judgment will be made against her. I think Donald will be in more trouble. I don't see her being removed, but I see, what's going to happen. It might be 2 years in, they're going to figure out that this guy was, in fact, an asset to Russia, even though they already know it. But they'll prove it beyond a reasonable doubt and basically take away anything he did as president. And she's one of them. So she wasn't going to move into that White House. You know how she was in New York and she didn't want to take Barron out of school. She didn't want to move in there because it was so lower to her standards. And she wanted, a new bathroom, new dressing room. The lighting has to be so. When Joe Biden gets in there, it should be nice. Although I don't see her and her husband taking separate rooms, do you? I think they'll have their room. They might have their own rooms, but they'll be together. Okay. So, now the big gossip, the huge thing, this military stuff. I totally believe it. I don't know who would say it's not true. He was going to disown his children if they went in the military. Apparently his father hated the American military. Apparently the brother, the one that's deceased, had joined the, Mary Trump talks about this, had joined the Guard, the National Guard, and the father was furious. So, and then the brother told Mary Trump and her brother, you can be checked out of the will in a New York minute. He almost took Donald out when he asked about joining the military. So why would he say something like that they're losers? And why did John Kelly stay there with him after they were standing at the gravesite? He goes, well, I don't get it. What was in it for him? And he didn't get why we went and helped our allies fight Germany. He was like, so let me tell you, something big happened. He would not get in there and help, unless it was Russia. He'd help Russia. So he's got this fascination and he wants this respect from the military. But at the same time, he thinks they're losers. If you got killed or you got captured, you're a loser. He's not right. What American have you ever heard say that? Who says that? There probably is some complaints you can have about the military, but mostly about how they treat their own. I know the VA was bad for a long time. Okay. What can I tell everybody? This military coup that's happened. Now, of course, Sanders came in. I was there. I never heard him say it. People know he said it. He said it about McCain. He said, I consider the fact that he got, I consider the fact that he was captured as he's a loser. Okay. You call him a hero, I call him a loser. Okay, here we go, you guys. Here we go. Ooh. This is like, he's yelling and screaming, "'Twasn't me, that's not what I said." But he's crossed by the demon. So it is affecting him. It is affecting him. And he's battling away. Battling. Now listen, I never saw him getting removed. I always see that he loses so badly, he takes his stuff up and says, I don't need you guys. And he heads out. So, looks like it's going to cost him some money. So he probably won't get the money that he wanted. Like the people won't be handing. People that have military families, the military is not going to vote for Trump. The military isn't gung-ho. He's our commander-in-chief. They know what he said. There's a lot of stuff on Twitter with people who said, my 85-year-old father served in such and such, and he's on the phone. I've never heard him scream so loud. People are furious, and you don't say, I mean, we couldn't possibly defend ourselves now because people wouldn't want their children going in and helping this guy. Who's going to stand behind him? Oh, he's got such a big mouth and he blew it. I've often thought that. I often thought that he's just going to blow it himself because he's an idiot. So someone wrote me and said, is this the tomato incident? And when they said that, my first thought was yes, that people will be throwing, like people are so done with him. We'll keep this right in our own backyard. He's going, you guys. Don't even be frightened. My guys have been saying this for a long time. Okay. And also, you guys are sending me other psychics are having dreams and I'm not a dream interpreter. I can just tell you my dreams, what I have. So I really don't know what other people's dreams mean because I'm not a dream interpreter. I told you guys about my dream and you sent some really good. Sorry, I just kicked the table. We're not having an earthquake. You guys have sent me what your you guys sent some good interpretations. Okay, so now everybody wants to know, we got two different questions in one. Will Pompeo and Barr, after they get out of the office, be charged with anything? Let's look at Pompeo first. Oh, he went up there. I stood next to our president. I'm going to stand up here and lie to you all. And as soon as I'm done lying to you all, I'm going to eat this chili cheeseburger. Pompeo. Will he go out in shame? Remember, I saw Biden huddled with other people, getting up his new administration. They already know who's going. And remember a long time ago, I saw that the high ends of the military actually standing down from Trump. So I don't know if he's going to try to order another military thing. But I see, Mattis finally came out and said, no, this guy is wrong. You don't work against our own citizens. I'm almost feeling like he might try to start some military thing. But he'll be shocked to see the major people are saying now, F you. He gets involved with they got that one guy for taking a picture with a dead body. He gives them a total reprieve because he thinks you should take a picture with a dead, someone you killed. Right in the middle of it, I'll tell you what, that kid that went around and killed two people in self-defense, 17 years old, that's so sad. If he was found not guilty if he was found guilty, he would give him total get out of jail ticket. He would do that. I'm telling you right now. But see, his trial and things won't happen until he's out of office. Pompeo. So he has the Ten of Swords in his house. He's got the Two of Coins. Negotiating. Okay, so he's going to squeal. He'll say, well, listen, I'll give you guys this information if you guys give me a break. I wish they wouldn't do that, but I feel like he will get off better because he's squealing. He's going to squeal, you guys. Let's look at Barr. Barr's up there saying somebody voted 1,700 times in Texas. It's so ridiculous. I can't believe he can smell himself. Sit there and crap in your pants and tell people the story. And it's like, what? Barr. We've talked about Barr numerous times. Barr. Barf. What's happening with Barf? I'm still getting hits about you guys asking about Ruth Gator Ginsburg, but I'm still seeing her alive and well. Okay, so don't worry. They'd love for, oh my God, they would be, it's like they're just standing there waiting. What about Barr? Yeah. Listen, he's going to get really sick after this is all over. He's going to get overwhelmingly troubled and sick. Okay? The death card. Remember, I never felt his health was going to be the 9 of Swords. So, oh my God, the 5 of Swords. Barr has the worst cards, you guys. Page of Wands reversed. So, it's like he's... And the Page of Swords. I think they're going to bring him up on charges, or they're going to get him, and I don't think he'll make it. It just feels, or if he goes to jail, he's really sick when he goes to jail. His life as he knows it, it's going to end, and you know, why would he be surprised? That's what gets me. What's the shock value here? Why would you be surprised that you're probably going to be hated and booed and pissed on? And people are going to go, you know, before judges, and I see them throwing the book at him. And then when they do that Donald Trump was never really a president, they're going to remove all those judges. I love it. Okay, now I wanted to know John Kelly. Now let me tell you guys something, and tell me what you think. If someone made a derogative comment about your dead son, whose grave you're standing at, and he's, of course, the chief, the master, and said, well, I don't get it. What was in it for them? Why did they go to, you know, I don't get it. Why would you even, I would have said, F you. I might have even struck a punch, because I'd have been so upset. I know I would have said, how dare you? But he stayed. Did he think he was going to be a hero? What the heck happened? He couldn't be a hero. He was assisting in this this children thing. In fact, he's in charge of one of those places, making money, sitting there with his mouth shut. He could stop everything right now by coming out and saying, you know what? He said it. I was there. I think some people are going to, okay, I just heard this. Some major parts are going to come out and say they heard Trump saying this. I just heard that. So even though they're saying not true, not true, not true, people are saying, oh yeah, it was true. I was there. Okay, so. He wants to come forward, but he can't. He can't. He knows Trump is going down, so he's just waiting on it. But you know, he'll be a day late and a dollar short. Justice is coming, you guys, and he'll be part of the justice too. So he's going to get hit as well as Trump. He might come in and actually testify to the truth of stuff. So as soon as Trump is out of office, they're going to start doing some major work with the, but you know, he's a day late and a dollar short. Now the Walter Reed visit, they're saying maybe he had some brain infarcts, and did you hear about when he was doing his convention speech? The sound guy said he was cutting them left and right. He said he's surprised people couldn't hear it. Okay, Walter Reed. What was with... Now, I'm going to tell you, it looks like Ivanka was actually there for kidney stones, okay? She has a history of it. Walter Reed. Donald Trump. Why did Donald Trump go to Walter Reed? Eric Swalwell did a Twitter about Donald Trump, and it's his back, and he's talking to himself, but he's got these little tiny hands. I'm surprised he's still standing with all this pressure. You'd think he would go down and go down hard. Walter Reed. Walter Reed, tell me about why did Donald Trump go to Walter Reed? He wasn't well. Something was wrong. This wasn't business as usual. Might have even been put up on an EKG or something to do. This can be heart and brain. He needed help. He needed medical assistance. We'll find out later, you guys. We'll find out later. Whatever this was could kill him, maybe even kill him down the road. There's just too much stress right now on him. When the death card shows up, it doesn't necessarily mean physical death. It just means you're fighting. Like the death card used to show up with me with cancer. So I didn't die, but I fought something that could kill me. So it's going to be, you know, that face, that look on his face when he got off the plane from the Tulsa thing. That's the look you're going to see all the time. It's almost like he shuts down. So somebody wrote me and asked me, how do we protect our children from seeing bad spirits? And I'm going to tell you, get yourself some holy water from a place you know that's good. Sprinkle it on your child's bed. Now, I read a book by a guy who was like some sort of I can't tell you for sure what this is, but when I've gone and helped other people that have had, I'm not an exorcist, but have had issues with negative energies. Sometimes it's related to past lives. Sometimes we did something in another life, maybe curse people or put spells, and then this negative comes and follows us. You have to say, this guy who was actually a demon worshiper wrote a book about how he got out of all that and how he was being, challenged. And he said he used the words by the blood of Jesus Christ. And he said, it works. So I've tried it a couple of times with people I've worked for. So maybe teach a child to say, by the blood of Jesus Christ, I command you, remove yourself. So I know even in dreams I've used those words. I've seen evil and I've looked at it and said that and focused, and it would dissipate. It would turn into water, actually. So, yeah, I just want to tell you that. Do that, do a little holy water, do a little sage clinging, and then tell the child, get some Saint Benedict if you can. Put a little necklace or something, Saint Benedict. But just tell the child not to be fearful because they eat off the fear. And just say, by the blood of Jesus Christ, I command you, remove yourself. Okay? The power of Christ will compel you. All right. So listen, guess what I got? I'm going to read this. I have so many things to read. My book is going well, by the way. And I also want to do a shout out. I have a client. She's a sweetheart. She's got a little YouTube channel. I think she's got 8 people. Give her some support. It's Femme Prepper. I'll put it on the box down there. FemmePrepper channel. And what she does is they had a fire in their backyard, and it really made her think, what do you need when you need to get out? And she gives advice on how to prepare and things you can use, what you should have, and how, blah, blah, blah. She got a passion for this. I think it's very helpful to people. And she's an extremely nice woman. Very nice. And she's a client. Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys, I love you all. I'll be back Sunday. I have readings all day today and tomorrow. Long story. Okay. Namaste. Ciao.